Alright, hey guys, Anime West reacts here. DJW Impact, whichever channel this video ends up going up on, is what channel name you can go by. But yeah, next part of Clannad. So yeah, let's get into it. Be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, share it, all that stuff, and yeah. About what? Oh yeah, he's fine. Sure. Start walking side by side. You know, walking around school with a girl is seriously embarrassing. I casually look over at the profile of Furukawa as we stroll. Then again, I guess people would be jealous of me more than anything. Nothing. As always, the front of the bread line is crowded. It's difficult to even approach the display case. Yeah. A single male student rushes past Furukawa and dives straight into the billowing crowd. He is quickly swallowed up and lost to the sea of bodies. Nah, it's okay. I'll go buy something for you. Just tell me what you want and I'll get it. Come on. Go for something more exciting. I mean, you can buy one of those whenever you want. Pick something you can only get right now. Bring it on. She balls both of her hands into fists. Okay. What's that? She really emphasizing the point. Huh, never knew they sold something like that. Then again, I never really been interested in sweetbreads, so I guess I wouldn't know. Well, nevertheless, I'm heading out. Pray for my safe return. I give her a big thumbs up. Furukawa puts both of her hands together, close to her chest theatrically. Okay. I wedge my body into a small space in the crowd. Bleh. I then push forward by using my arms to shove any student blocking my path out of the way. As I'm doing this, I recognize the back of a pair of students' heads. Tsunohara, when did he? I grab his shoulder. Hey. Weren't you sleeping in the classroom until just now? I plucked out the hair from your sideburns and you still didn't wake up. My friend from New York. What do we have here that's so valuable you thank me for tearing out your sideburns? Also, neither of us are from New York. I look where Tsunohara points and see an advertisement hanging from the ceiling. It says, new product, fillet of fish sandwich, 150 yen. I see. Now I get it. This is why it's so crowded. Do you really need to spread rumors about a sandwich? Excuse me? It's not a fillet, it's a fillet. Huh, he's right. Actually, I'm almost certain that it's just a misspelling. I'm fine with opening a path, but the problem is what we do after that. There's a girl waiting for me. He is the last person I want knowing about this. I catch Sunara's leg with my own. Sunara's shoulders are jerked down. Oh, sorry. He's swallowed up and lost to the sea. Phew, Operation Eliminate Sunahara is a success. Can't be standing around either. It's only getting more crowded as time passes. The mass of people feels like it's about to burst. Are you all that desperate to get a piece of a misspelled bread? I blindingly charge forward. And then I got it. In my hands are a piece of dual-colored bread and a sandwich for myself. Thanks for waiting. Yeah, I managed somehow. Yeah. Everyone must be sick of studying that they're getting themselves worked over a new piece of bread. Alright, we head to the courtyard for lunch. Our time there is quiet and peaceful, almost like my days at school up till now. I wonder if we feel so at peace around each other because we're both outsiders. It'd be mean to call her an outsider, though. Or to call her an outsider, I look to my side. She's intently eating her bread. She's so into it that it's funny. I assume this is how she is putting everything into whatever it is she's doing, even if that thing is simply eating lunch. She only ended up this way because of bad luck. Unlike me. Furukawa doesn't even notice me staring at her as she continues to eat her bread, seemingly unaware to the world around her. After a bit, she folds up the bread wrapping paper, puts it in her pocket. Even as she talks, I keep looking at her face, sort of lost in thought. Our eyes meet. Yeah? No, you're good. Hey, Furukawa. I think you're cute. Partly because of just who you are at your core, you know. How you carry yourself, your demeanor, that kind of thing. I think that once people get to know you, they'll all like you. Yeah. I have zero doubt that you'll be able to make plenty of friends. No, this isn't me trying to cheer you up, it's just sharing my thoughts, I guess. First impression, let's say. Like, we practically just met, right? So you can take those words at face value. Take them at face value. Grab her shoulder and tell her as if I'm giving instructions. You know, you're right. I quickly realized just how strange what I said actually is. I sit back down. As I do, I meet with a female student in the third floor window of the school building directly in front of me. Hey, try waving and smile while you do it, though. Like I told you, I'm a guy. If I just spontaneously wave by myself, they think I'm a creeper. Yeah. Oh, you're right. If I did that, I wouldn't be able to hang out with you anymore. Never mind then. Listen, you. You little. I poke her on the head. Hirakawa laughs. Actually, no, it's not quite a laugh. She went as far as smiling, but I look in the same direction as her. Find myself looking at the third floor window of the school building again. The shadows disappeared. Hey, Furukawa. Want to go to the club room? Furukawa stands up and brushes the dirt off her skirt. How much time do we have? Okay, let's use that time to make a flyer that says the club's looking for members. Furukawa nods vigorously, excitement building with each bob of her head. Two of us start writing things down with magic markers on a piece of paper. We need to start by choosing a date for an open house, and we can tell people more about the club then. We won't be able to get anyone in the doors if it's too soon, so how about 2 weeks from now? Can only hope things go that well. Squeak, squeak. Alright, so yeah, that was her drawing, I guess. Don't you think it could use a little more something? I think what's missing is collaboration, drawing, sex appeal. Probably drawing. A drawing. Alright, so in that case, get drawing, Furukawa. Who else is going to do it? Had I not gotten an F in art, that might be a possibility, but I did, so it's not. Yeah, I did. Hey, mine told me that the catcher's mitt I was drawing looked really sturdy. I wonder which one of those is worse. Mine went out of his way to call it a catcher's mitt. Why, that's not a regular baseball glove. That's what I want to know. That's what I want to know. Should I go get someone who's good at drawing? I stand up, tired of this unproductive dispute we're having. Huh? Yeah, that would be best. I sit back down. Furukawa asked me with markers in her hands. Think of something yourself. What are you good at drawing? Curry? She totally shot me down there. It must be a really awful memory for her. Sure, as long as it's cute. As soon as she finishes speaking, her hands begin moving as she hums a song. It's a melody I've heard somewhere before. I can't remember what it is, though. Curious, I take a look at what she's putting down. I see a small circle with a face on it. Just as she finishes drawing one, she draws more and more of the same thing. Club recruitment notice quickly finds itself occupied by strange creatures. She proudly shows me the flyer. Gah. The whole poster is practically covered in mysterious creatures. What are you, some kind of idiot? Look, you can't even read the text. Why do you draw all these bizarre creatures on here? What are they? The Big Dongo Family. The Big Dongo Family. It's the title of a song that became a huge hit a while back. I think it was used in a kids' show. Oh, so that's what the melody she was humming just now was. Anyone in Japan would know that song. Let me be straight up with you, Furukawa. You're really not cut out for this. The Big Dongo Family, how long ago was that? It's already dead and forgotten. Can't agree to that. I'll admit that this might be cute, but it's out of fashion. Yeah. You're really out of touch with what's popular, aren't you? Really? Well, I'm glad to hear it. I start to rub my temple. Looking at what she's come up with, we might be better off if I just drew my catcher's mitt. Any regular person who sees this is going to be repelled by it. It'd be one thing if she drew this as a joke, but she's serious about it. Furukawa's spirits begin to plummet as she watches my reaction. This isn't good. I can't tell her to sink into an utter pit of despair, or I can't let her sink into an utter pit of despair. I have to do something. Well, I guess it's not bad. Yes, but that doesn't mean that the Big Dongo Family isn't cut out for the drama club. This is starting to require some mental gymnastics. She doesn't seem particularly sold on the idea, but I do seem to have salvaged the situation. As I stare at the flyer, I start to think that it actually shows what kind of person Furukawa the club president is. In that sense, maybe it's a lot better than a flyer adorned with lies. In any case, we're done making our notice. It's got some spice to it. All's well that ends well. After my strained attempt to wrap things up, I grab the piece of paper and stand. To the copier. Should make a bunch and go around putting them up after school. I think that's the most we could do today. After that, we use the copier in the teacher's room, then head back. I return to class, find Tsunohara seated, gripping his own head. Oh, cheer up. The guy sitting in front of you. Yeah. You just blamed yourself at the end there. You do know that, right? An idiot just called me an idiot. What would you do if I got you? What would you do? Tell me in English. You're a really scary guy, you know that? Don't get too depressed over it, okay? I didn't, so don't worry. Live on, my friend. I ought to be telling you that. Tsunohara is still dejected even after class ends, so I'll leave without him. I head to the drama club room. I didn't come here in any particular rush, but I don't see Furukawa. What's she doing? She does seem pretty slow. I wait, but she doesn't show. Bored, I scribbled on the edge of the blackboard. Day duty Nagisa Furukawa. I finish scribbling and wait a while longer, but she still is nowhere to be seen. Maybe something happened. I started to feel a little worried. Alright, so yeah, go look for her. She's hopeless. Don't tell me that she accidentally went to class next door or something. I could see her doing that too. Next door, she probably went off somewhere else. I take a peek inside. Seems like no one's around. I open the door. I assumed the room would be empty, but a young female student sits near the windows. Sunlight pouring in prevents me from getting a clear look at her face, leaving only her silhouette visible. She is carving a block of wood with a knife. Scritch, scritch. Her concentration seems to have erased my existence completely from her senses. There's something irresistibly cute about the way she's working so hard on it. For a while, I just stand there watching. Her hand stops as she finally notices my presence. Her eyes meet mine, she freezes. What's wrong? Suddenly, she jumps up and runs towards the corner of the room. She reminds me of a cat caught trying to steal food. Except a cat probably wouldn't be clutching a knife the whole time. Note to self, don't surprise the girl with the knife. You may end up getting stabbed. Holding her ground, she cautiously watches my every move, still as can be. I find it funny, wondering if she's trying to hide, standing perfectly still. Better yet, she's in the corner of the room, perfectly the most visible spot in the whole place. Well then, what should I do now? Alright, try talking to her. Say, is this the art club's room? Hey, I'm talking to you. She reluctantly points a finger at herself and tilts her head to the side. Yeah, you, as if there's anyone else here. Raises her index finger, maybe she wants me to repeat the question. Is this the art club's room? Still standing tightly in the corner, she shakes her head nervously. Oh right, other club members would be here if it was. So do you just skip too many art classes and end up with piles of homework, something like that? Shakes her head again. Then just a hobby? Shakes her head again. Then just what on earth are you doing here? She shows me the wooden block she was working on, holding it in front of her chest. Yeah, that. Suddenly, she has a euphoric look on her face. It's as if she's lost in a reverie, dreaming up something really fabulous. She's so full of openings. With a few steps, I quickly close the distance between the two of us, and proceed to take the knife from her hand. Relax, I'll give it back. Isn't it kind of dangerous to use a knife like this? I know that I'm closer. I can see a bandage covering one of her hands. From the intense look she's giving me, I can tell she wants her knife back. No, you should stop using this thing. Your hand, I can tell it's a mess. Is carving wood really worth cutting yourself up like that? Doesn't your hand hurt though? Liar. Well then, shake my hand. I put a bit of strength into my grip. In a flash, she pushes me away, and our distance reverts back to what it was before I took the knife. She's squatting down in the opposite corner now. Looks like that really hurt. A few moments pass. On the verge of tears, she stands back in front of me. Can we shake hands again? Why? Okay, that makes sense. In that case, how about a high five? You know, like in sports, when a player scores a point or something, their teammates raise a hand and they clap them together in the air. Okay, then let's pretend we did. Okay, here goes. I awkwardly take a free throwing pose and toss the air ball towards an imaginary basket. And it's good. Come on, raise your hand. Clap. I guess. Less of a high five, more just a straight up slap, really. Once again, she pushes me away and runs to the opposite corner. Should have hurt more than a handshake. We were literally hitting each other's hands. A few moments pass. She stood before me with trails of tears on her face. Unlike a handshake, we can do a high five as many times as we like. And it's in there. Now raise your hand. Clap. There she goes again. That's why I've been telling you, stop carving until your hand's completely healed. I put the knife in my pocket. She just won't give up. What if someone were trying to enjoy their club activities in a nearby place? If something happens to you in here, do you know how much trouble that can cause them? Club season's coming up. People are going to start using the rooms around here. That's why you should be patient until your injury heals. Besides, you can't make a decent carving with your hand in that condition, right? I don't know why you're pushing yourself so hard, but it'd be better if the final product is perfect condition, right? The teacher won't give you this assignment, must be a real tyrant. And there's no problem, just give your hand a rest for a bit. That said, I leave the classroom. From the corridor, I look back into the classroom. She's still standing there looking down helplessly on her half-finished work of art. Her tears are about to burst out. Maybe that was a bit too mean. But only an idiot would try to carve with a hand like that. You should take better care of your body. Overworking and injury could lead to permanent damage that you'll regret for the rest of your life. I understand that better than anyone. Rotating my shoulder as I look out the window. Naturally, my eyes wander gradually lower. And there she is. God, what's she doing? Does she think it's lunch or something? I wouldn't put it past her. Sheesh. Climb down the stairs and head to the courtyard. She's sitting in her usual lunch spot. I approach her. Hey, you know it's not lunch break. What are you doing here? Rakala is holding a bamboo broom. Spinning his handle in her hand, she sits without a word. From the look of it, she's down again. What? What's wrong? Did something happen? I sit next to her. Twirl, twirl. Sand gets caught in the bamboo broom's tips as she continues spinning it in front of her feet. So it's your turn to turn on class cleaning duty, eh? She finally answers. So what's wrong? Why aren't you cleaning? You were? You were you? So why'd you stop? She thinks for a bit. Then she quickly stands up. After saying that, she starts to walk off. Hey, hold on a second. I get up too and follow after her. I don't get you. You know that? You're now going to treat me like a bad guy? You don't have to go so far as calling me a good person, but I'm not the kind of person who'd harm you, right? Then you can just tell me what's wrong, like you always do.
白くもないことに岡崎さんの貴重な時間を無駄にさせちゃっています。
That's not true. It's plenty fun. Or maybe I shouldn't say that. Rakawa stops and starts spinning the broom handle again where she stands. I just gaze at her. All of a sudden, I feel uncomfortable. I feel another me, one that's less attached to the situation and watching us as this takes place. What am I doing? I lose track of time just for a moment. As things happen, Furukawa just looks down at the ground ever silent. For now, I need to focus on cheering her up. Food, that's right, food. I start thinking of different kinds of food. What is it? What is it that she likes? The Big Dongo family. Back when the song was popular, every supermarket you walked into had huge packs of Dongo made to look like those characters. Furukawa, you like Dongo, don't you? Then say the word Big Dongo family for me. Use that to cheer yourself up. Probably, but don't worry about that right now. So just say the words and use them as your mantra. Furukawa closes her eyes and then says the words with conviction. So, do you feel more calm? After she opens her eyes, she seems a little more positive, relaxed, like whatever was bothering her loosened its grip a bit. You can tell me what happened later. For now, just go do what you need to do. She grabs the broom in her hands and walks off. The Big Dongo family seems to have had a miraculous effect on her. I watch her as she fades out of view. Later on, Furukawa and I go around posting flyers on billboards around school. Club recruitment a full month late. Since the cutoff period for most clubs has already come and gone, though, our assignment stands on its own. Our announcement stands on its own. Finally, we place a flyer at the last remaining billboard. I stand there and stare at it for a moment moved. Carla next to me is still a little lethargic. Well, want to go buy a Big Dongo family and head home? I move away from the billboard and try to cheer her up. Mind if I ask you something? Just theoretically, if the store didn't have a Big Dongo family, what would you do? She looks at me, her eyes ready to gush like a near-broken dam. Sorry, just messing around. On the way home, we go by 2 supermarkets. Neither of them have a Big Dongo family. Ricardo looks like she is on the verge of tears again. I don't know what happened while she was on cleaning duty, but she used the idea of the Big Dongo family as encouragement to get past whatever was distressing her. So if she can't get one, she'll be back to acting like she was earlier. Have to get one by any means necessary. Carla's give up-o meter is hitting critical mass, I can tell. Hold on a second. I turn my back to her and dig through my bag. Guess I don't have a choice. Rukawa. I turn back to her and say her name. Turn back around to her and say her name. She looks utterly heartbroken. You go home, I'll manage to do something about the Big Dongo family. If I promise, will that make you happy? Okay, then go home and stick it out for now. Don't ask another question. It's fine, just close that trap and head home. She nods a little uncertain, I can tell, but turns on her heels nonetheless and begins to walk off sluggishly. Don't cry on the way home either. Those, as my parting words, I do a 180 as well. I go back to the supermarket in order to buy them out of Doggo. Phew, God. Phew, God, that was heavy. I place the distended supermarket bag on the floor, then sit down on it myself. Take the Dongo filled packs out of the bag and break open their seals. What kind of face did they have again? I hold up one of the Dongo as I ponder. I want to say it was like this. I used the red food coloring and strips of bamboo I also bought to draw faces on the Dongo. Came out pretty good. Doing this really does make me feel a bit silly though, that's for sure. I want to say that the Big Dongo family had about 100 members, and now I'm supposed to make all of them. Ugh. But I have to do it, or something else or else she'll get depressed again. ... I draw on each one with food coloring. Blah. Before I knew it, an hour had passed. I'm nearly finished, however. Phew. Just as I let out an exhale, I notice how dry my throat is. So bad I can barely swallow. Talk about focus. Maybe I'm cut out for this kind of simple labor. I stand up to get a drink of water. As I come back to my room, I find my father there. The moment I see him, a feeling of uneasiness and panic begins to well up. I have a bad feeling about this. What are you doing? I managed to start by saying that much. He grabs one of the Dongo with a face on it and grins. I hold my tongue as I keep still in the entrance. I'm giving them to someone. Sure. Why? I wish she'd just stop. Is this some sort of highly planned way of irritating me? Why would my father need to talk to a friend I brought over? Aren't you my father? Are you just a conversation partner? Is that all you are? Or are you trying to make the friend I'm bringing over and involve them in this too? I want to ask him these questions, and I want him to have answers. My father grabs one of the bamboo sticks. Stop it. I rush over and pull his arm away. Father looks at my face, equal parts confused and shocked. Just stop it. This doesn't have anything to do with you. I use the best words I can for the situation. He hangs his head just as I expect him to. But even so, he still looks like he's trying to spite me. He looks like someone who's just hurt a friend, not his own child. I begin to frantically gather the Dongo that are spread out across the table. I stuff them into the supermarket bag and leave the room without so much as another glance at my father. I can't stand it anymore. There isn't a place for me here. Not for the real me. If I stayed, I'd have to be a shadow of my true self. I don't want to do that. I'm done. Done, damn it. My breath is getting heavy, my lungs burn, starved for oxygen. My entire body is assaulted by an intense feeling of fatigue. I don't even know what it must look like to see me running. I'd come all the way here before even realizing that I'd practically sprinted down the street. Furukawa is just standing directly in front of me. Furukawa. I direct myself towards her in a shaky footsteps. Furukawa. I repeat myself as I call out to her. She replies, but I'm not able to say anything. What is it that I wanted to do? She tilts her head to the side. I stand there breathless. No, not really.
それは
Question finally causes me to remember it. Supermarket bag that I'm carrying in my hand, that is. Well, this, you can have it. Kara takes it and peeks inside. Should be packed full of dongo with little faces on them.
団子大家族です。
Yep, that's right.
本当に大家族です。
Yep, one big family.
私も仲間に入れてもらいたいです。
Yeah, well, why don't you ask them to join? Kara has a big smile plastered across her face as she continues to look keenly inside the bag. When I see her do this, I start to regain my composure before I know it. Alright, so yeah, I think I'm going to end this part here. So yeah, if you enjoy it, leave a like, comment on the video, subscribe for more anime stuff, gaming videos, share the video, like it, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you all next time. So yeah.